In the late 1990s, the internet was a loud public battleground over who owned a person's digital identity. But underneath that noise, an invisible machinery of automated data extraction was quietly taking shape. Look at actress Alyssa Milano. In 1995, she was 22 years old and made the adult decision to perform nude scenes for two studio films, Poison Ivy 2 and Embrace of the Vampire. She agreed to appear on camera within a highly controlled, tightly regulated commercial film set. The studio governed the use of the footage. She consented to that specific environment and nothing else. Almost immediately, people ripped still frames out of those movie scenes and uploaded them to the early internet. They stripped away the context of the film and sold access to these pictures as standalone nude images. Her mother, Lynn Milano, actually discovered these uncensored photos circulating online. In response, she formed a company called Cybertracker to hunt down the illegal files and issue legal demands to the websites hosting them. The fact that someone managed to post a picture on a web server did not mean it was free to take. Being reachable online does not grant a license for unconsented extraction or commercial reuse. The family took the fight to court. In April 1998, Milano sued multiple website operators in Los Angeles. By December, she won a $230,000 default judgment against a web designer who was profiting off her stolen images. This diagram maps the right of publicity. Consenting to commercial use inside a film studio circle does not grant permission to exploit that image on the open internet grid. Armed with this precedent, Milano forced active servers to permanently delete her stolen images. But while she was winning in the courtroom, a completely unfeeling piece of software was already operating in the background: the automated web crawler. These crawlers operated under a straightforward public pretext. They scanned and indexed web pages simply to make them discoverable for search engines, acting as a massive automated archiving tool. Human law successfully asserted bodily autonomy on live, active servers, yet the courts were entirely blind to the indiscriminate, silent machinery making sweeping copies in the background. The mechanical reality of a web crawler bypasses human legal victories entirely. A crawler doesn't evaluate a court order. It just scans and copies the page the instant it arrives. This creates a point-in-time snapshot. The software permanently captures data exactly as it exists in that specific temporary window of time. Because of this timing, the crawler swept through the early web and captured Milano's illicit images during the brief window they were live, right before her court-ordered takedowns forced them off the active internet. The software compressed those snapshots into standard web archive files. They were stacked into massive remote server buckets, physically disconnected from the live web. When a judge orders a web host to delete a file today, that command acts on the live origin site. There is no technical mechanism for that order to reach back in time and pull the data out of an already frozen archive. This is the snapshot bypass. Unthinking automation trapped stolen data in digital amber, preserving the violation permanently before the legal system could erase it. Fast forward a few decades. Those frozen web archives did not sit harmlessly in a digital museum. They eventually formed the massive dataset known as Common Crawl. That exact repository became the foundational training substrate used to build the world's most powerful, commercially sold artificial intelligence models. This visual flow demonstrates the ingestion process. By scraping data without per-item checks, companies laundered stolen materials. The non-consensual data was permanently embedded into the neural network, meaning any new system inherits the original violations. Alyssa Milano is not a random example here. She is patient zero for a systemic structural failure in how the tech industry handles data rights. She did everything right, fought for her bodily autonomy, and won in court. If technology companies can use automated ingestion to completely bypass her enforced legal rights, they have already bypassed the consent, the intellectual property, and the privacy of everyone else.
Wait, say that again. What do you mean it's in the AI? I sat on Dateline 30 years ago and said no. My mother and I built the tools to track you down. We won the dockets, we won the cash, but you just crawled right over my no while I was busy in court. Zuck Dario, all you millennial clowns, I found the crawl, and I see what you did. Maybe it's time for you to take that other path, before the path you take is to prison. There's a track you choose.